Hello, my name is Andrea and I am a homeschooling mom of 2, and today I want to talk to you specifically about first grade with Memoria Press. Last year when I was ordering curriculum, I was also in the middle of an international move, so I really needed just to hit the easy button and get it all taken care of in one fell swoop. I actually purchased the complete box set curriculum from Memoria Press for both first grade and third grade. And I knew it might be a little much, but I just kind of wanted to cover all of my bases and make sure that it just all got shipped in one piece so that I didn't have to think about it anymore. After receiving the box set and using it over the past year with my daughter, what I would recommend to myself if I was going to go through it all again, what I did use and did not use from the box set curriculum. I also have a few tips on if you're needing to save some money, cut some costs, but do really want to provide the complete curriculum from Memoria Press. I have some ideas on how you could do that for a little less money. I will say that when your complete curriculum set arrives to your door, it's a little overwhelming. I mean, since I got 2 grades, it was full boxes that were heavy. I didn't quite know what to do with it. So it took me a while just to kind of orient myself to how the whole thing worked. I had never gotten so much curriculum before. I mean, I had always just done simple things with my kids, and so it was a bit overwhelming. When I got started, what I first did was to just pull out all of the most important things. Let me find math and whatever the language arts thing is and stuff like that, and put all of the kind of extra stuff to the side so that I could focus on what the core looked like. And so with first grade, what I definitely did use, and everything that we really used, we really loved. So I would recommend all of these things. I am making some changes for next year, but I'll explain that in another video. But all of these things were great. First of all, the math is from Rod and Staff, and we actually just finished workbook 2 today for level 1. And so next week she's going to be starting level 2 that came with the curriculum. I would order it again. Also, the First Start reading program that also comes with this First Start reading storybook. They have been great. My daughter loves reading these stories. I do really appreciate how the lessons are spaced out. I also like how within the lesson this story is repeated another time in the storybook. So she likes to read it here, and then when she goes to read the storybook, she feels very confident about reading out of her actual book. First Start reading that came with the first grade curriculum, we really love, and I would order that again. New American Cursive, I definitely used. My son used it as well. She also really enjoyed the copybook work. Typically there is a poem or a scripture or something like that that you write underneath it to practice your handwriting, and then you can read the section that you are writing and illustrate what it's about. Also, what came with first grade, actually you start this in kindergarten and go through second grade. We're starting now to move into the things I would do differently. So Memoria Press curriculum, they serve a lot of schools, like a structured school. That's just not how you run your homeschool, okay? You can cover all of the same material, but it's just gonna be in a different way. While this came with first grade, you start it in kindergarten, and it takes you kindergarten through second grade to get through all of these Bible stories. This is just an illustrated story Bible. There's lots of different ones. The year before, I had used mine from when I was a child with my kids, so this was great, and they are really enjoying it, but I've already gone through, we're already this far through, and I just started reading a story every day with both of my kids. I didn't feel the need to only do one story a week. It's like, let's just go through the whole Bible. And this also came with this Christian Studies enrichment. It was fine, but I didn't really find that I used this a whole lot. I would just use, with every Bible story, there are questions on the side that you can ask, a little activity that you could do, a prayer that you can pray together. And I found that after reading the story to be sufficient. So I probably wouldn't order this again. Another thing that if you have not done kindergarten with Memoria Press and you're starting with the first grade, this Classical Phonics is a great little book. I did use it in conjunction with Alpha Phonics that I used with my son to teach him how to read as well. But this is just the pure phonics book, something that you can use right from the beginning. It was structured a lot like Alpha Phonics and other phonics related programs. So if you don't have a phonics program to get started with learning how to read, this came with the curriculum and it was really good. Now, all of the things that I did not use, and it's not like I'm going to throw it away necessarily, but I just found myself not using it, not needing it really. It was just kind of a lot. So first of all was I don't even have it anymore because I got rid of it, but it was the, what's it called? The guide that comes with it. That's like maps out your whole day with all the check boxes. It just stressed me out. It was way too much kind of like starting halfway through here and going to here. I just needed to do my own thing. I kind of would watch it throughout the year to kind of make sure that we were basically on track and maybe even use some of the assessments in the back before we got started. But after that, I kind of just wanted to go through it at our own pace. I just do much better using my own planner, planning out each lesson that I want to do with each kid. I like to do fewer lessons in the day than what they had packed in because, again, they're serving schools that are in school all day long. The other thing I did not use, and this might be controversial, but that's how it is, we didn't use the spelling stuff. We started to, but it was it was way too much. It also comes with a video instruction, like a class. So my daughter did it for a week, and at first, she felt very grown up that she was taking a class, but it was like an hour every single day just for spelling. And she just started to get bored with it because it was how many different ways can you go over all of these spelling words? And I'm sure that for other people, it's so great and so thorough. I didn't use it. So it comes with Spelling One, the workbook, the practice sheets, the supplemental workbook. If I were to do it all again, I would just skip it. But I mean, like I said, I'm going to put it in the closet. Maybe we'll pick it up next year if I need it. But I never really did a structured spelling thing with my son. We are, readers. I always would have them do lots of copy work outside of whatever the curriculum stuff is. And so I think that they have just been picking it up from that. When I have my daughter spell out words, she's not really having a problem with it. So I'm not wanting to make it a huge pain for them to do all this stuff that they don't need. While it's a fine program, I didn't need it. With the First Start Phonics and stuff, you were practicing writing words in that, so I didn't really use it. So sorry. Other things I did not use with the first grade box curriculum, I didn't use the More Storytime Treasures. We read the books that came with the curriculum, but again, I didn't feel the need to fill in all of these worksheets. It was just starting to get very worksheet heavy with everything you read. Oh, here's a worksheet that goes along with it. I didn't really want to do that. I also didn't use the book of crafts at all. I did not use it at all. We have other crafts that we like to do. I have a craft book that I had used already from Rod and Staff that we were still kind of using throughout the year, and they really liked it. And then again, we just kind of like to play with Play-Doh and play outside in our free time. And so I just did not find myself ever picking this up. Oh, and so not only do you have Storytime Treasures, you get more Storytime Treasures that I didn't use with the first grade box curriculum from Memoria Press. And then of course, I also did not use at all the first grade enrichment. And looking through it, if I were a teacher in a classroom, this would probably be quite useful in planning my time. But in the homeschool situation, I didn't need it at all. So that is what I did and did not use with the first grade curriculum. So after kind of investigating online and looking at the Memoria Press website, if I were to do it all over again, this is what I would do. So we are at the Memoria Press first grade ordering site, and what comes with the whole set is right here. And as you can see, that is $460.19. Now, if you did not do kindergarten with Memoria Press, you also really need the new user add-on here, which is an additional $167, which if you did like what I did last year, the total would be $627.69, which, hey, it's cheaper than private school, that is for sure, but it's still quite a lot of money. If you ask me, for first grade. This is what I would do if I were to do this all over again and I had more time to shop around, which is what I did not have last year. I did not have time on my side. I would not do this new user add-on. I would just go straight to Rod and Staff curriculum. It's like, just type in Rod and Staff curriculum into Google and it'll come up. I would just order their first grade math set, which is, let's see, it's $58.70. So I would just order that straight from Rod and Staff so that you get all of the level 1 math from Rod and Staff. Then for everything else, this is what I would order from Memoria Press. I would continue to do the First Start Reading. I would just order this a la carte. I'd get the First Start Reading and the guides. I'd go ahead and snag the Rod and Staff Grade 2 with just the first workbook, which is what they're wanting you to do. The new American Cursive 1, Copybook 2. I love having you can see it behind me. I like having the wall poster. It works great just over a desk, a school desk. And I would go ahead and grab the Classical Phonics. Now, I do still like all of the other things that they offer, like all of their books, but if you're not familiar with something like a Thrift Books, if we went over to Thrift Books right now, the Story Bible. Okay, so if you type in the Story Bible in Thrift Book, as of right now, they have one for $11 instead of I think it was like practically 30 on the other website. So anyway, that's just an example of how you can still get what goes along with it, but you can find little ways like that to save money. So if I were to do it all again and wanting to save money yet still really enjoy the Memoria Press first grade curriculum, this is what I would order again. There might be a way to just get the complete first grade math through Memoria Press as well if you don't want to go to all the way over to Rod and Staff to get that. But I would snag the math level 1 and then the first piece of math level 2 for first grade, and then get, again, the cursive, the copybook, the phonics, First Start Reading. All of those things are great. And so then that came down to a total of, like, if you put in Rod and Staff Math 1 plus all of this here, that came out to $202.54, which is a huge savings. I mean, that would save $425. Plus, you would spend some more money on Thrift Books or Amazon Books or something like that. Also, I find pretty much all of those books at my local library as well. And you can also use things like Hoopla, or what's the other one? Then there's another one, let me look at my phone, because then I can get a book from the library in a digital form. Libby. So get those apps. They are free and you can connect it with your library card. And so you can get those Storytime books for free if you need to. I would certainly recommend the Memoria Press first grade curriculum. I would just do it a little differently because it came with so much stuff that I didn't actually end up using, but I still really like them. Next year, let me try to stop sharing. Just in full disclosure, next year I am making a change where I'm pretty much just using the complete Ambleside online program. I'm still using a lot of Memoria Press stuff for my core subjects, and I'm still doing like the classical curriculum, all of that, but I'm moving to the Charlotte Mason method of providing the classical education, which is just suiting me a lot better. I have kind of Charlotte Masonified a lot of the things that I do currently. And I'll share more about that in another video on how I did that and how I'm transitioning to that method and why that's working so well for us. And so I am making some changes to next year, but I am still ordering a lot of things for second and fourth grade for my kids from Memoria Press that I will also share with you. I do hope that this was helpful for you. I'm wanting to just teach you from my own experiences, things that I would do over again or would change up. And I think Memoria Press is a great curriculum. I think that it can be a little workbook heavy in certain areas, especially when it comes to just trying to enjoy the literature. I would prefer to not use so many workbooks. That's probably my main critique if I was going to critique it at all. Anyway, please share below if there is anything that I missed here, or if I was not clear in anything that I mentioned. I would be happy to answer more questions with you as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, well, Well, I have been recording for about 15 minutes and the sun has already set. So this is living in England, and whenever I get the chance to have a quiet house, I'll try to take advantage of it to record a video for you guys. But that's how life is.